Did you know if you contract the supply of labor or hire equipment from a local contractor, you are required to deduct withholding tax? I'm Tiffany Rodias. Let's talk tax.
I am Balwan Prasad, driver for the past 10 years. Over the years that I have been driving, I always make sure that I buckle up, I observe the 5C, and most importantly, make sure that I renew my driver's license at least 3 months before the expiration date.
Welcome back. We're talking withholding tax, more specifically, the withholding tax applied to resident contractors. Let's say you contract cement to build a house, or you hire a bobcat for some roadworks. This constitutes the supply of labor or the hiring of equipment, which means you will need to deduct withholding tax before you pay your contractor.
You have my undivided attention.
Before you apply VAT to the payment, you will need to deduct withholding tax at the rate of 2% on any payment in excess of $500,000. This 2% is not a new tax. It is an initial payment of income tax that can be offset against quarterly advance taxes in the final computation of income tax for a particular year.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
If you are paying out the sums in portions less than $500,000, apply the 2% withholding tax on the aggregate. I'll let the manager of tax advisory services, Marcia Harris, explain.
If you know that somebody is doing work for you that is worth $2 million, but you decide to give them, rather than give them the entire $2 million, you decided you're going to give them $200,000, it really wouldn't work. The law still requires that you withhold 2% once the payment, whenever the payment exceeds $500,000, you have to withhold on the entire amount. So that if you were disbursing monies in $200,000 tranches, so you give the first two, there's no withholding because it's just $200,000. The second $200,000, there's no withholding either. The third, then it becomes $600,000 paid to that individual so far. So you have to do 2% on the entire $600,000, and thereafter every subsequent payment it will just be on the next $200,000. You don't just keep aggregating and taking out aggregate because you'll be taxing the person.
After you have deducted the withholding tax, you have to remit the monies to the GRA within 30 days from the date you made the deduction. If you fail to remit the tax, then you will be held accountable for the outstanding tax. If you are a resident contractor, you can apply to the Commissioner General for an exemption from this tax. You will have to write for the exemption and support your request with documentary evidence showing you are a compliant taxpayer.
Now say tax exemption.
Tax exemption.
Remember, this 2% withholding tax only applies to resident companies and to the supply of labor or hiring of equipment. If there is any indication that the contractor or the contractee try to avoid deducting and remitting this tax by practices such as contract splitting or other means, the Commissioner General can demand that the contractee deduct the tax and remit it to the GRA. You can find the withholding tax form guide to completing the return and other information on the 2% withholding tax for resident contractors on the GRA's website, www.gra.gov.gy. You can also call Tax Advisory Services on the numbers listed for more information. Don't forget to follow us on social media and like and subscribe to our YouTube page. Stay safe, everyone.